With our quote of the day. Hey. Well, our quote this morning is from Ross Simons, who says, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Very interesting one. You know, you can be very talented. If you don't put in the grind, if you don't put in the work, if you don't put in the hustle, you'll be shocked that someone you are even more talented than will be making the headlines and getting all that perhaps you think should be coming to you. So whatever it is, whatever your grind is, don't let the rain be an obstacle. You can be talented, but if you don't hustle, forget it. It's not going to happen. And that's the motivation for this Thursday morning. But of course, we learn new words every day here on the show. And so let's bring you the word of the day.
Here is today's word. S-U-S-U-R-R-U-S. Susurrus. It's a noun. Susurrus is a soft, whispering or rustling sound like wind through leaves or simply a gentle murmur. Let's exemplify it. The susurrus of the waves as I hummed lulled Natalia to sleep. Susurrus.
Right, so that's our word of the day, kind courtesy Noreen, and we always encourage you to learn a word or two every week, you know, so that you enrich your vocabulary. So this is what we have for you today, susurrus.
Susurrus.
What does it mean? Joshua, behave.
Oh no, I mean that's the meaning of the word.
It's a whisper.
Like gently, mama.
Huh?
You gently.
Why are you trying to be seductive and
no,
romantic?
I'm not. No, it's susurrus, and this is susurrus.
Don't laugh me. Anyway, let's bring you our video of the day. You know today is Thursday, so it's definitely a throwback. Dear favorite song.
Right?
That's Kodjo. I really wish that we could play that song. Yeah. It's the chorus of that song is something else.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, I like Kodjo. I've always liked Kodjo, but when I went to Kumasi for Rapaholic, I have become a proper Sac native now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You've appreciated even more.
Yes. And I'm just like the people who didn't really appreciate Daddy Lumbe's music, and anytime I asked them, they said because they didn't understand what he was saying. I feel the same way. Now that I understand what he's saying or he's been saying in the songs and what they meant or what they mean, like it's especially that song, the Obrafo chorus is crazy. It's really deep. It's nice, and I even tweeted about it. So yeah, congratulations to all Sac natives and Kodjo.
And they
that
showed
was
a lot
an
of
amazing.
resilience as
Yes.
I mean,
it was a week-long event.
Yeah.
He got into the town,
walk and all of those
the walk.
things,
We had
the
the
talk.
forum. Yes, and it was very, very enlightening. And you know that, Joshua, at the forum, one of the things that became very topical was having proper infrastructure, especially in Kumasi for events like this.
Absolutely.
And I asked Abeku Santana, who is a deputy CEO for the Ghana Tourism Authority, if it was something that the president is working on building, like a theater or something, that they can use for events like this. Yeah. And it turned a bit political, but at the end of the day, it was a very legitimate question because look at what happened.
Absolutely.
The show started very late because of the rains. Many things almost went south, but Kumasi really came out and they came out real good. So congratulations to everybody who was part of that, and of course to Nabil for putting up such an amazing event. Yeah. Nabil always gets it.
I'm just imagining as an event organizer, you're seeing nature coming against you.
Yeah.
And coming against you in such a way that you have absolutely no control over. Because, yes, an outdoor space, and then the rains are coming. Your equipment, because I've heard that some photographers had their lenses destroyed and all of those things. Because, yes, the rain was coming hard at them. Ordinarily, people would have just said, you know what, we've had enough. We apologize, we cannot continue. But then you saw that the fans were there for a reason. The Sac natives were there because they wanted to show up for their king, and it translated into even the performances that we saw on stage. Because regardless of how the people were feeling, you realize that the energy kept, it was just up and up. I wasn't there. I saw videos of it. I know people who were there. I mean, you were there. You saw all that happen. And congratulations to Kodjo. I mean, once again, he's shown Ghana why he is Sac for a reason. And so, yeah, congratulations to all those who also showed up. I know people in Osirikrom who were there from Kring to Kankai. And when they were leaving in the morning, you realize that, girls are Emre, boys also are Emre. But then that's what it is. And beautiful concert there. And we are hoping that, like that conversation you started, we should have a lot of indoor spaces that have the capacity to take a lot of people for these events. Because, Charlie, sometimes you need these things. The frustration in the country sometimes gets too much, and these things are needed. So, yes, once again, congratulations to Kodjo and to the team for putting up that wonderful one. But let's begin the conversations this morning on Inside Out.
Right, so on Inside Out this morning, we're discussing the back and forth between Sam George, now Ghanaians, DSTV, minority in Parliament, and everyone that's involved. It's been, it's It's been a proper showdown, so to speak. You know, I have been monitoring from afar since all of this started, as far back as June, right? When Sam George sought to get DSTV to cut down on its prices. Because honestly speaking, those DSTV prices are expensive.
True.
They're expensive, especially for people who do not even watch more than 2 or 3 channels on DSTV. It is very expensive. So I was excited when Sam George, you know, started the campaign, so to speak, you know, to get DSTV to cut its prices. Unfortunately, this is where we are. He has said that we made some gains because there's value for money. Many people are not buying that. They say that the minister promised an outright cut or reduction in prices.
And that's not what they are seeing.
And that's not what they are seeing. But the minister has given us a lot of analogies, including Wache analogies and whatnot, that, you know, you're getting value for money. So if you're getting value for money and you're paying a certain amount and you're getting more channels to view, why don't you like it? There's that. And then there's the bit about me, which I was telling you earlier, Joshua. You know, sometimes we sound very unpatriotic because Sam George started a course. You know, he was on course to help all of us who use DSTV, because now I have also come to understand from many people that it is a luxury, it is not a necessity. Rightly so. I mean, it is not a necessity. If you can't afford it, stay at home. But if the prices were cut, probably a lot of people, more people will be able to afford it. But the minister sought to embark on a journey, on a campaign, on you know, to get a reduction in the prices for the benefit and the interest of everybody. If it is not going as planned, at least let's appreciate the efforts that he put in. But the excitement that the minister has failed, I don't understand it. We don't like good things. If the thing doesn't work out, we won't say, okay, maybe the approach wasn't right, but it was a good cause, isn't it?
And you see, so I don't think that the challenge is with the fight he's embarking on, because there's an Ipsos report that actually said that over 97% of Ghanaians agree that the prices of DSTV should be reduced. So fundamentally, everybody agrees. And I think over the period, the challenge has been the approach, because a whole minister comes out to say that I was in the meeting with this company and this is what we agreed on. Then the company comes back to say, no, Mr. Minister, this is not what we said, you have misrepresented us, It all comes in the media space. And then the minister comes back to say, you know what, this is not what we're going to do. So it's like the back and forth. And that's where people feel that there's a bit of arrogance in the posturing of Sam George on this particular matter. Others have also bashed DSTV like, yo, you're operating in a country and you want to determine how the country runs its stuff, and you come out and call a minister the way you are doing. I understand that, yes, probity, accountability, we should be able to air our grievances and all of that. But then how it is played in the media domain is what the problem is. That people feel that, and you know, Sam George has also made some comments that we are going to get a reduction in prices. Nothing but that. And people have started pulling receipts. People have started pulling receipts on social media that, Mr. Minister, this is what you promised us. Now you're saying what we have is value for money. And people have brought in the Wache analogy. I've heard the Kinky analogy that if I'm buying Kinky for 5 cedis and I say I want you to reduce the price of that Kinky, and you tell me that no, you still buy for 5 cedis, I'll give you more Kinky.
And give you more fish, give you avocado, give you turkey, give you
I have not said I want
you don't
that.
Want that.
I don't. I just
you
want
know,
to.
you do.
I want
you
to buy
want
my
it.
ball. Okay.
You want it, but you can't have. If you had the money, you would have wanted to.
No,
add
I'm allergic.
trophy.
I'm allergic to.
You
trophy.
are not allergic to anything. You can't be allergic to sardine, trophy. We want to give you all of that.
No,
the
I don't want that.
Said,
All I want
giving
is
you
my
all
kinky.
of that. Just pay the same 5 Ghana
No,
cedis.
maybe I don't want my kinky with fish. I'm going to do mashki. And I want just a small. You say, no, you give me more kinky. What am I going to do with the more kinky?
No, he didn't say more. They'll give you fish and
No,
other protein.
no, it's not other protein. It's not like the other channels will give you
okay,
anything.
give it
It's
to
for
somebody. Give it to
pleasure.
somebody who appreciates it. God will bless you.
Exactly.
Like the minister said.
Exactly.
If you like to, God will bless you.
And I think it's become very murky. It's become very untidy. how the conversation has transitioned on social media, especially the changes, the banter between, or the seeming banter between MultiChoice and then the minister. It's so untidy. I mean, minister comes to say, okay, this is this. You say, no, this is that. And that's where the contention is.
Well,
but as for the reduction in prices, I don't know any Ghanaian who would be against that. If you're against that, okay, you
are unpatriotic. No. That is simply is that. And like you said, many more people want a reduction in the prices of DSTV. Ibrahim Al-Hassan joins us here. He's our producer and
he's also a consumer of DSTV.
Customer. Aren't we all? Well, I haven't used...
Please, I am
you
not.
You don't even have time to watch it. Right?
That's the thing.
Like,
but I
am not a
have
customer.
DSTV at home.
Yes.
Ibrahim.
Yes. Joshua was going to say if we're
against
against price reduction, we're wait, but he could just go no master the carriage to say
to say that we are That's true. But I am not against that. If you generally don't like good things,
yes.
you are a witch.
That's it.
And a wizard.
Yeah. When you look at the starter pack for witches and wizards, it's in
It's
there.
there.
It's not just flying on a broom.
Right, it's in there. So yes, it's been very untidy, but I think DSTV has not been very fair to the minister from day one. From day one. See, yes, we can talk about some of the SSS and what have you, but from day one, DSTV came to the table in a very bad faith, right? Now, the minister then comes to announce to all of us an agreement you've reached. You were there in the room. You were there in the room. You could have just raised your hand to say that, Minister, this was not what we agreed to, right? So let's clarify there and then. You didn't do that. You went back, and in the name of frequently asked questions,
FAQs,
you said it's just a 3-month promo.
Yes, ends in December.
And that when you pay your subscription, then automatically you get to enjoy the promo for 3 months. After that, you go back to default setting. On this platform, we engage Niyama Dagadu, who is the head of corporate affairs. And that was where this whole conversation started. He had mentioned that when you renew your subscription, you are upgraded. There will not be any room for downgrade. So if there's room for downgrade, that's where the reduction comes in. I'm on Compact Plus, right? So you enjoy the packages for Compact Plus. You pay 570 cedis. Now, if you decide that, I don't want to upgrade. I don't want to go to premium. I still want to remain on Compact Plus. But this time around, when I'm going to renew my subscription, I'll pay for Compact, which is a little over 300 cedis. 380, which will automatically upgrade me to where I was. So instead of paying 550, I'll now be paying 380. That would have been reduction, and that would be massive reduction. The STV also looked at the figures and realized that no, they are losing much more than they had bargained for. In essence, because if they had agreed to even a 30% reduction, or on this platform we had said that, see, come to the table with something.
Yeah.
The minister says reduction by at least 30%. Come and say we can do 15%, we can do 20%. But from day one, the MultiChoice never went to the table with any figure, right? So now the minister also said that whatever packages we are getting now will be subject to review in 3 months' time. On this platform, Niyama Dagadu told us that, yes, that review will consider as to whether we should get more goodies as consumers or the default setting should kick in. Now, what they did yesterday was to call the minister a liar. And you can understand why there were frantic efforts everywhere. Subsequently, they came to apologize. But after the apology, they've issued another frequently asked question release. And there they talk about the fact that when you renew your subscription, then automatically the upgrade kicks in. They also don't talk about downgrade. But the first one, they talk about no restriction. So it means that if you're a consumer, you can float within the packages. You can move up, you can come down. If that is the case, then we are where Sam George told us we were. That if you decide to step back or remain where you are, unless you are on Paddy is the least, which is 59 cedis. For that one, they will move you to access. And that you have to still pay your 59 cedis. That's all. But this whole exercise could have been a bit tidier. The back and forth, the dragging and what have you, is just too much. Hopefully, what happened yesterday is the very final thing. In 3 months' time, the committee should meet. But what boys are not happy about is the ghost decoders that they are going to fight. You have no idea how many Nigerian decoders are in the system. Yes, I understand the minister by way of taxes and what have you, because when you are paying your subscription, you pay to the Nigerian government. By extension, you are paying your taxes to them. DSTV went to the table with this, because this was never part of the conversation. When they went to the committee, they indicated that, see, we are losing a lot of money because there are many ghost decoders in the system. Yes, it's multi-choice, generally, across Africa. But the money doesn't come to multi-choice Ghana. It goes to Nigeria. What that means is that the amount of money we can pay to government of Ghana by way of taxes is equally impacted. Because when we sell decoders, we pay taxes on them. When Ghanaians buy decoders, they are also expected to pay taxes on them. And the taxes are supposed to go to the government of Ghana for development. But those taxes are going to the Nigerian government. So you cannot sit here and then argue that your infrastructure is poor, this is terrible, that is terrible, and you decide to be paying taxes to another government. But the challenge is this. There's no price uniformity.
Yeah.
If how much is charged in Nigeria minus taxes, it's not that markedly different from Ghana. It's just like the cocoa smuggling. Who want to go and sell cocoa?
There will be no incentive.
Exactly. There will be no incentive. So that's what the minister says he's pushing for, that there's price and uniformity. Then the add-ons will be just the taxes. So if you are paying more in Ghana, just know that it's your government that's squeezing the blood out of you by way of more taxes. We should get there. But to be honest, hopefully lessons learned from both sides. DSTV as well as the Ministry of Communication. On this platform, you spoke to Ipsos. They had done a survey. 97% of DSTV subscribers were in support of what Sam George was doing. So they felt the pricing was unfair. Right. Yes. And he said the minority was also in support until they realized that there might be a problem that the minister was dealing with. And all of a sudden, they jump on and then they are taking the minister on. I think they will be addressing the media today as well. Right. But that has been addressed. The DSTV says what Sam George communicated was actually the fact. Now, you can move. If you no longer want your compact and you want to move down, come. If you want to go up, just pay. You'll be automatically upgraded. After 3 months, we'll be here. I want to hear, I want to see from viewers and those who are DSTV subscribers who have been able to, for instance, downgrade. Well, that's where the bone of contention is. For upgrade, yes, those who paid for compact are enjoying compact plus packages. Those who paid for compact plus are enjoying premium packages. But I want to know those who decided to downgrade. For instance, move from compact plus, which is 570, to compact, which is 380. And then you are still enjoying the services that you used to enjoy on compact plus. Then that will settle.
But that is if you're using the Ghanaian decoder.
Yes. You are
so the Nigerian decoder users, they are not part of it.
They pay very less. Yes, they pay very less.
Very less?
Very. Oh, they pay less, but that's incentive.
Way less.
Way less.
Isn't that why the...
So even after... No, but even after all of this...
Yeah, they are still paying less.
They are still paying less.
Yeah, they are still paying less.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see whether...
But be patriotic.
The way Joshua sounds, I'm suspecting him.
Yeah, I don't have a DSTV decoder.
Okay.
Whether Nigerian, Ghanaian or Gambian.
But you can be a distributor.
Joshua, because the way you are asking questions about the Nigerian,
I will tell you something.
The boys are not happy. Boys are really boys are not happy.
Boys are not happy.
And now when you're going to buy from the distributors themselves, they ask you which one you want.
Yes.
You're joking.
Oh yeah.
How do you think the boys are getting it? Nobody is going to Nigeria to import.
Are you serious?
Yo, yes.
You're buying from the retailers.
Yeah, but you have to buy it from the DSTV office.
Office?
Where are you? Yes.
No, there are people who have set up. They are not even selling in
The agents are accredited by DSTV, multi-choice.
Yes.
The agents are accredited. Yes.
Exactly. So they are the ones that... if DSTV wants to clamp down, should clamp down on those people. You can't clamp down on them.
But Joshua knows them, so I think the minister
he can lead them. He can lead them.
The minister should invite Joshua.
I beg you, nobody should invite me. If it's not for lunch or dinner, don't invite me.
Because you are very well informed and educated on the sector.
It is streets, like Shatta will say, on the streets, the things are happening.
So you got the count.
But the clamping down shouldn't be difficult, to be honest with you. Just like the president talked about cybersecurity and what have you yesterday. I think they should be able to detect these ghost decoders and switch them off. So that's why I'm not in favor of any task force. You come to my house, you think I'll open my doors for you to enter and inspect my decoder. No. So use technology. phase them out and switch them off.
Technology.
Yeah, but as long as there's incentive, trust me.
Forget it.
Why? Is marijuana not illegal? Right?
Charlie, but yesterday, did you see the story?
Which one?
About marijuana that was seized, and then a police officer said, I will take control of it.
Yes.
He later brought it, and then it was sawdust.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, exactly. It happens all the time.
It happens, or even cocaine has become powder,
but this one,
and all that.
the chief inspector took charge. He says, no, I will not allow you to take it to the command. I will bring it myself. Wow. He brought it, and then
what if it really was sawdust?
No, there were pictures that were taken and sent before he brought the things.
Yes. So what are you trying to do?
He will have to account for it. He should account for it.
He should account for them.
So how is he going to account for it? You go and buy some from somewhere.
Ivy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you know, Ivy, before you go, there's this other issue that I want us to address, you know, because you're a man. This issue about the headmaster and the seeming quote-unquote defense by the member of parliament on television.
Yeah.
Saying that there was no, what's the word I'm looking for? There was consent. I find it very troubling. Yeah. You know, extremely.
He's had to apologize and then blame the media outlet for quoting him out of context. Yesterday,
but we heard him speak.
Oh yeah, we all heard him.
Where is
that's his defense?
You know, I because I work in a media house and a journalist, I find it very troubling when some politicians try to put the blame when they have said things and we have quoted you and put the video out. First, when you quote them, they'll come and say, I didn't say that.
Yes.
When you put the video out, then they'll say that you took it out of context. Or we are waiting for the day they'll say it's AI generated.
Oh, yeah, we are there already. We are there already.
But it is absolutely wrong. Yeah. It is condemnable. Yeah. It's a member of parliament should not even be heard making such utterances.
I agree.
Look, even if the child is not, as it stands, we don't know whether the child is a minor. Like it is, because if she is, this is pure case of defilement. Like this, because
I get that.
If she's below the approved age, yes, then this is a pure case because how is how is even a student?
Exactly.
Let's even put the fact that the girl might be a minor aside.
Exactly.
This is wrong in every shape and form.
I agree.
You have no business letting your students sit on your lap, take a video of you and kiss your forehead. Are you insane?
Can you imagine? This child is supposed to be under your care.
Yeah. And
where are your classmates? And why can't you take somebody outside the school? You see, this is influence peddling.
Exactly.
This is wrong in every form and every level. Because even before getting into the conversation of how old the child is, it is wrong because a headmaster calls a child or a student in the school and says, I like you, I want to have something to do. That's a problem. How do you say no?
Exactly.
Because it's not everybody that has the willpower to say no to a whole headmaster of a school. Then an MPs who, you see, these are the lawmakers who are supposed to know what the criminal code says. Is telling us that it was consensual. So because it was consensual, allow it to pass. Or what?
As for this conversation, I mean, the first time I was alerted of the video was on Saturday. I didn't even watch it. Yeah. Then, so yesterday, that was when I got curious. Yeah. So I watched it and was like, whoa, I have a daughter. In fact, I have 4 daughters. And if you take your daughter to school, no matter how terrible your daughter is, you are trusting that the authorities would be able to take care. Mm-hmm. And so if the authority that is supposed to take care of your students in your ward in school is now engaged in whatever sort of relationship with the student, it is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. Totally unacceptable. And I had Von D. Yeah. And this is someone I've interviewed before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was a bit surprised. I was alarmed. You can't even say this as a joke.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
And I feel that it's highly condemnable. And I agree with the Minister for Gender and Children and Social Protection that it should not just be about the man losing his job.
Yeah.
This is a child, regardless of how old, like Serwaa is saying, she is. Yeah. She is under your care. You are supposed to have a certain authority over her. And if, you know what?
See, it's wrong.
It's terribly wrong.
And if the MP doesn't know, which I'm sure by now he knows. Yeah. and I am surprised that he wouldn't know, because Parliament is a house of legislature.
Yeah.
The Criminal Act even gives circumstances under which consent is void.
Yeah. You see?
Whether the person is a minor or a minor, it's out ab initio. There's no consent at all. Yeah. A minor cannot give consent to sex.
Exactly.
But even an older person, there are circumstances where consent is void. Yeah. This is clear abuse of authority.
Exactly.
Because, and this is a ground for which consent is void.
Exactly.
How it's like, no, IB won't even do that.
No,
but it's like IB calling, or our CEO calling an intern to say, come and sit on my lap.
Yes.
Then, what many people can actually say no?
You can't say no.
It means
you are packing out.
Exactly. Yeah. Then the whole MP who is supposed to, so these people, they don't pay attention to the laws that they pass.
Unfortunately,
they don't.
The quality of people we take to Parliament.
They don't. So you are saying that there's consent. There's consent.
Simply because the girl is the one taking the video.
Me, sometimes when I listen to people, it gives me an idea of how they think.
Oh, yes.
And what they can do.
And how they behave.
So when I listen, there are certain issues and I listen to your opinion on it, it just tells me that if you were in the same position, this is what you would have done.
I get it. I get it. Because so you are so right that even at the universities, why do we talk about people in position of authority, lecturers, school management, taking advantage of grown-up women who are supposed to know what is right and what is wrong, say yes or say no. The age of consent, they have even passed. But what do we say? We say that you are taking advantage of them because you are doing that to either offer them reward or dangle a carrot in front of them. Or if they say no, you punish them by failing them. And this is a headmaster. Imagine a parent sending a daughter to school and expecting you to play a father role and other teachers to play mother roles. And you've called this girl to your office.
You're doing breast cancer.
And then you are fondling her. And just because she looks excited and she's recording it, you think that's consent? She can be 18. That consent, like Serwaa said, is void because you are in a position of authority. You are abusing your office. You are taking advantage of her. And I agree that there should be much more than just dismissal. He must be arrested. If the system doesn't take care of that, I think the parents of the young girl to sue him.
I don't want to believe that this is the first instance.
No.
And this will be the first student he's ever getting into this position.
No. It can't
because
be.
he looked too comfortable.
Exactly.
To say, oh, this is his first time.
And believe it or not, these are things that are happening.
Exactly.
They are happening. They are happening in our schools. I have, this matter is very dear to me because there are different aspects of it, Joshua. And there's a part where now you find a lot of young girls in schools picking up phones, recording themselves, and saying all sorts things that we couldn't even do. Even till now, there are things I cannot do because I'm so afraid of what my mother would do, my father would. I won't even dare. But you see some of these SHS students, that now we go stalk at them. Have you seen that video?
Yeah. There's one that they are warning married women that they should hold on to their husband.
Because when we come home, we go stalk at them. We go take at them. And there are people. Look, there are people who take phones, record themselves kissing each other on campus.
And then they put it out.
That is why a young lady will be able to pick up a phone and record herself kissing the forehead of a headmaster.
While he's also
I am scandalous. The times that we are getting into is very troubling.
So, if this is the orientation they are getting, what we have seen from the headmaster's office is the orientation they are getting. Why would they not record themselves and see the things that Serwaa just alluded to? And they say, well, some of them are smoking and recording themselves. You've not seen that.
Where have I been?
You haven't seen the Stalk Academy?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I've heard it, but...
okay.
Yeah, that's what they did. Hold your mind when we come home.
Yes. And it's not one, it's not two. I've seen about three.
Really?
Every year there's a new version.
From the Cybersecurity Authority.
Exactly.
That's what I got to
Every year there's an updated
on
version.
TikTok.
Every year
and
there's
you
an
had
updated
parents, some mothers reply them.
Yes. Yes. Charlie.
So
we are even here to get to the twerking videos. The young, in their dormitories. Oh gosh. See, I think
it's heartbreaking.
It's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's very heartbreaking.
GS.
Yeah. See, GS has to do more.
I agree.
Because you see, like Serwaa related to the fact that this headmaster is not in isolation. In fact, in this same school, there are many teachers. There are many others who engage in such acts. And they know them. The students know them. They know the girls who do these things. The teachers know their colleagues who engage in these activities. They know the school authorities. But nobody speaks about it. And that's up to GES to go there and face this out and nip it in the butt. Sometimes the worst punishment is that they will just transfer you to go and continue in another school.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Continue in another school.
I think we need to get to a point where we are making examples of people to serve as deterrents.
Yes.
Because when
parents have a role to play as well. Joshua, parents have a role to play.
I agree.
We need parents to be more vigilant, We need those times where, you could not dare do something like that.
Yeah.
So I was in Persec. I came home and my father found condoms in my bag. He was waiting for me.
Exactly.
Because he knew I was coming home.
Yeah.
Meaning,
yes.
Before I could answer, bag.
Reset.
And I told him that we went for, I'm part of the AIDS club.
Yeah.
We went to distribute their kind of the
yeah.
So we brought it home.
You should have distributed all. Yes. You should have distributed
Why
all.
did you keep that?
But now let the parent try that with the ward.
Hey.
Ayo.
See, this corporal punishment that we see should no longer be administered there. That's the bane of our problem.
In schools?
In schools.
In my house, they administer it too.
Oh, yes, everywhere.
My mother, I'm sure my mother, even at this age, if she gets the opportunity,
Yes.
It's good. It will reset you. Those slaps, they resetted you anywhere you are.
And beyond the corporal punishment, the one of the big problems, is the parents' issue that I said.
Oh,
yeah.
See, a lot of I've seen a viral trend on TikTok that you find children being asked, what's your problem? And say somebody should delete TikTok off my mother's phone, delete social media of my mother's phone, because they don't get to monitor a lot of what their children are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have relationships with them.
They
so
don't.
now phones are taking care of people's world.
Exactly.
There are times in my house I tell my kids, TV is off, everything is off. Play among yourselves.
Yeah.
That thing. And I make it compulsory.
Yeah.
Come, what did you bring from school? Do you know our parents don't even check what their students get in school?
No, they don't. Yeah, they just
Lot of
throw it
people-
out.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Parents are focused on just making money and putting their words in school.
Yeah.
But what about the upbringing itself? Are you interested
You
in
are
what your
some of
child
those
is
who are
learning?
making money.
Yeah.
There are some who are not making money, but
They
their
don't
focus
care.
is on recording TikTok videos and doing dancing, joining challenges, and I'm telling you.
So you are so right. You see, and if you're a parent and you have a young girl, you have a daughter especially, pick their phones, find out how many of your contacts she has blocked on WhatsApp, on TikTok, and many other things. So you think that she is the Krife
You'll be shocked.
good model daughter of
You'll be
yours.
shocked.
You have no idea what she's been posting on her status. That you don't see because you've been blocked, right? That's the point. You see, if you don't monitor from there, they move from there and now it's TikTok. See, people, women and mothers and fathers will cry. They will weep if they are allowed access to the accounts of their daughters, especially on TikTok. They will wail. They will organize funerals. But they won't know because they don't monitor.
Yeah, body tea challenge.
Those challenges. And you see, and like the president said, you see, they limit those challenges to us here. And elsewhere, they are using TikTok for breakthrough scientific stuff. But there is the tea challenge. And the next one will be a milk challenge. Then that's very.
We just need to.
Every day, I once in a while write ban TikTok in Ghana. I don't know if you've seen it a few times because the kind of things I see on TikTok when I go there, I'm scandalized. Because you find even the mothers, their job is to be insulting each other.
Yeah.
And there's a whole fight. Where? There are things happening.
Facebook monetization.
And then the children too are on, one corner. They are in one corner doing their own thing. Exactly. Because what is this? How is this a trend? Yeah. We go soccer them. Yeah. You haven't seen it.
Cool.
When we were growing up, the last thing you want to do is even expose your children. As a family, you don't expose your children. Now, children are doing TikTok videos, content with their parents.
Their mothers are joining.
Their mothers are allowing them to knock. A daughter is able to knock the mother in the name of views.
Yes.
Oh, did you see the one where the child was made to do the you do see it like a baby?
Yes.
Like a 1 or 2-year-old child.
Yes.
The mother was seeing this, and then the child was on the bed, and then she shook her ass on the bed, like an almost 2-year-old child, if I'm not wrong.
That's that bringing.
And then she was laughing.
Yeah. So watch out for this girl in 18 years. You see the challenge in the name of. See, for Nigerian content after Facebook monetization, go and see the things they put out there. So sometimes you ask yourself whether it's a curse or a blessing. Yes, I know content creators in Ghana met Sam George and they are fighting for it. Yeah, it's all good because you must be paid your due. Yes, but you see, please, that shouldn't mean that go and expose nudity and many other things in the name of content.
Anyways. See how we go anyway.
People don't want to work. Your brain can give you content.
We need to. I think
we have
need
to situate a particular conversation on that.
Around this, you know, and find out what exactly is the cause of what we are seeing. Is it bad parenting? Is it that you bring parents
is
here
it poverty
to discuss,
as well?
Yes, to discuss poverty. That there are different levels to it all. Because you go to the rich people's school, Kodjo, theirs is different.
Their problem is different. They have their own problem, yes. But that's rich people's problem.
they have their problem. They don't do TikTok videos, but the things they will do.
That's the point.
Go to the nightclub and
yes.
Anyway, Ivy, thank you so much. Thank you. We're continuing this conversation on social media. Let us know what your thoughts are on it. You know, I wish that we could open the phone lines on this Sam George issue, but tomorrow we should be able to do that, and then we'll get into that. We also want to hear from you on this issue about, you know, the students recording themselves in, you know, not just with regard to the headmaster's own, but the gender minister has come to say that they are working with the police to get the headmaster arrested. You know, we hope that they are able to give us full disclosure, take us through every step of the way, what happens, so that it serves as deterrent. But the thing is, you know, will it serve as deterrent? They've been doing it.
Go to the same school after this incident. They've been recording.
No, but I think someone should take interest in this case. A lawyer should take interest in this case and take it done, because.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Hassan. He's our boss here. Stay with us. We have sports with Jones coming up very shortly. Right, so it's time for sports, and Jones Aji is standing by with it. Jones?
Yep. Please, I know. Yesterday, Fred, hold on, I know someone will say something, but he's a big fan of yours. Serwaa guy who
you are the one celebrating shout out.
Yes, and he celebrated his birthday.
You see, I don't even say anything. I said bring that sport.
I know what you say.
So which sport is that?
So Serwaa, he would want you to if Serwaa and Hawa, but Serwaa, we say I try for you, but so not.
No, I didn't say finish.
Okay. So let's start off. We'll start off with the Commonwealth Games.
Finish your statement.
Okay. So Serwaa Gaiwu is my friend, childhood friend from home, and he celebrated his birthday 2 days ago, and he's a big fan of Serwaa, and he asked me if Serwaa could
all your friends
say happy birthday to him today. Please.
Okay, Serwaa
Gaiwu. Yes, Gaiwu. The lawyer Gaiwu.
Gaiwu.
Yes, the Chief Justice, Supreme Court's.
Okay, so happy birthday to you, Serwaa Gaiwu.
Yes.
I hope that you had an amazing belated birthday, right? Because the birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Belated happy birthday to you from myself and Joshua.
Yeah.
We hope that you had an amazing day. Thank you for the love and keep watching us. Jones, continue using me like this all the time, okay?
All right, so we'll start off from the Commonwealth Games because President John Dramani Mahama is set to grace the King's Baton Relay. And so the King's Baton Relay is actually a countdown to the 2026 Commonwealth Games that would happen next year in Glasgow. And of course, Ghana will be part. So tomorrow would be at the Flagstaff House. President Mahama would kickstart everything, and then would have some number of events. We'll bring you full details on at the game today at exactly 1 p.m. Let's head to swimming because Ghana will be hosting the 2025 African Swimming Championship. And guess who? Yes, our own Chief of Staff is going to be the guest of honor tomorrow at the Boteman Sports Complex. And of course, we have some nice athletes who do well in swimming. So tomorrow we would have the swimming championship at Boteman, and then we'll bring you from Friday to Sunday. We'll bring you all the updates from the Ghana Swimming Federation there. All right, now let's head to the UEFA Champions League and see the results. Yesterday, PSG beat Barcelona, but then before that, Bayern Leverkusen and PSV played out a 1-1 draw. The likes of Siabara all getting goals in that game in there. But then, of course, we also saw Barcelona, yes, the big one. They were at home. They scored in the 90th minute, but the likes of Maya Lulu and then Goncalo Ramos got goals to make sure that they beat Barcelona by 2-1. Barcelona fans are not happy. Arsenal beat Olympiacos 2-0. Martinelli and Bukayo Saka getting the goals in there. And of course, Thomas Partey's Villarreal settled for a 2-2 draw with Juventus in there. And then we saw some other results as well. Dortmund also beating Inaki Williams' Athletic Club by 4-1. And then Rasmus Højlund, the Manchester United reject, scored 2 goals as they beat Sporting CP by 2-1. And of course, Newcastle went all the way to USG to beat them by 4-0. Let's look at how the table is looking like with regards to the UEFA Champions League. Bayern on top after 2 games. They have 6. Real Madrid second, 6 points. And Paris, PSG, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Karabakh all have 6 points. Dortmund, Manchester City. City picked a draw yesterday, a 2-2 draw with Monaco. They have 4 points. And then Tottenham all the way there with 4 points. There's Atletico Madrid, Newcastle, Marseille, Club Brugge, Sporting CP, Frankfurt. Barcelona are 16th with 3 points. Liverpool are 17th with 3 points. Chelsea, the Red Card FC, are 18th with 3 points. Napoli are 19th with 3 points. And USG, Galatasaray, and Atlanta all have 3 points in there. So for now, here's how table is looking like in the UEFA Champions League there, right? So do join us today at exactly 1 p.m. Monica and Joel will tell you all about the UEFA Champions League, and then we'll preview the King's Baton Relay, and then, of course, the African Championship. Josh, do you know how to swim?
Yeah, I do swim.
Okay, so
I grew up in La. What do you expect?
Okay, we didn't invite you. All right, that's all for the sports chats. I am Jones.
You asked me if I know how to swim.
Oh, okay, please. I know you know, so.
How can you assume? But just do you swim?
No.
I would have been shocked if you could swim, though.
But when it comes to save your life, something will happen.
Anyway, thank you very much, Jones. We're grateful for bringing us these sports updates. Let's now tell you what's on the newspapers. The Daily Dispatch newspaper. Is this today? Be careful what you will be wishing for. Chachichi Kata cautions on calls for a state of emergency. Joshua, that's your question, right?
Yes. So.
NPP's national chairman race, Boakye Jako, Jomwedu Wuntumi, and 2 others declare interest. Who do you think will take it?
It's quite tricky, but I don't see Wuntumi taking it. Jomwedu, Boakye Jako. Well, I think it will be between the 2 of them.
Battle for NPP 2028 flag bearer slot. 15 for Baumia MPs dare Brian Champon, and Kolebu Cardio Center recorded 10,000 cases of heart-related diseases 2024. Please take care of yourself.
Okay. The Ghanaian Times this morning, reviving state-owned media, NMC pledges support to NTC. Cybersecurity is everyone's business, according to President Mahama. Ghana enacts LI to mandate competitive bidding for power generation, according to the Energy Minister. JJ, there's also prioritize practical people-centered solutions to empower local governance structures. And Medina Total Energy Service Station goes waste over legal tussle. We talked about this yesterday, and that's the Ghanaian Times for you.
The Daily Searchlight, political will to combat Galamsey lacking. Well, we have always known this. It didn't start today. There's no political will. Because if there was, Galamsey would have been a thing of the past, right?
Yeah.
Ghana to secure exclusive rights on Kente production. Vivo Energy launches shield fix to trade women in the auto space. And Aboboya Okada transport patients to healthcare centers. Ataso residents cry out. Gomwa Fete engulfed in fear as alleged land guards chase chief, harass residents. There's always something about land guards in Gomwa, Kaswa, you know.
If you say to Noreen, will get angry. Well, let's do the Chronicle now. Ashanti youth roots for Brian Echampong. 2 soldiers arrested over alleged robbery attempt at mining site. There's also hate speech threatens national unity, according to President Mahama. And decentralization, Ahoy's view is politically skewed. That's the minority there. And the scripture today is from Proverbs chapter 28, verse 23. Whoever rebukes a person will in the end gain favor rather than one who has a flattering tongue. Oh, so who is flattering who? It looks like this one goes to the Ashanti youth who are rooting for Brandon Champon. Anyway, so that's the scripture there. The Daily Guide, Serwaa.
The Daily Guide, 2 soldiers arrested for mine robbery. Handle Galamsey drug cases with urgency. Is he still acting?
Yeah, he's been acting because he was nominated by the president, but he's not been fed. Yeah, so he's acting.
Acting CJ to judges.
Yes.
Ashanti youth root for Brian Echampong. Who are those? Where is the Ashanti youth? Every day, Eastern youth, Ashanti youth root for this. Then they'll show you pictures of 5 people.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, some will say that you cannot bring all of Ashanti youth, right? But who are these people? Mahama swears in 11 new envoys, and minority slams some George over DSTV and pass. Okay.
Matthew Mindam's picture is there.
That's it. That's it for the newspapers. Thank you so much for joining us with the papers. Stay with us. After the break, the review comes on. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I'm Serwaa. It's time for the breakfast review. And this morning I'm joined by Ronnie Nicole. He's former Deputy MD for the State Housing Company and also a member of the NPP. Ronnie, good morning. And Lamtig Apanga. He's a private legal practitioner and acting Deputy Commissioner for the Gaming Commission. Good morning. You're welcome to the show as well.
Good morning, Serwaa.
Great. I want us to start off with something that we're discussing on the show just a while ago. It has to do with the assistant headmaster of KNUST. In the viral video, I'm sure that you've seen that video where he was seen fondling the breast of one of his students, and he's now being suspended. But we are being told by the gender minister that there are, plans or works to get him arrested. Then there's an MP who sat on TV yesterday to say that it was consensual, especially because it was the young lady who was recording it. That MP, by the way, has come out to apologize. Let's quickly watch that video, and then I'll pick your thoughts on it very quickly. Okay, it's not ready. I'll call for it when it's ready. I'll start with you because you're a lawyer.
Yes.
You are not an MP, but what does this tell you really about the MPs and sometimes the positions that they take? It's a house of legislature, isn't it? Isn't it surprising that?
Yes, I agree that the members of parliament ought to be held in a higher scale than ordinary people because of where they stand. But I haven't heard the MP's comments. Let me be sincere to you. But in any case, since he's apologized and withdrawn, we may perhaps have to treat it with some. I mean, come on, the man has apologized. It's only fair that when a person apologizes and then withdraws, it's all right. But let's look at this issue itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
There may be certain basic things that need to be considered. One, what's the age of the child? Two, irrespective of the age of the child, it is inappropriate, it is against the law, because even in matters of rape and sexual assault, consent is seen as abuse or taken unduly when the relationship is of a superior and someone who is under the superior. And particularly in an educational facility where the headmaster has control, has authority, has power, has influence. Even if it is done with an alleged consent, that consent has to be questioned, because consent must be free, willing, and participatory. Look at the setting. It's in his office. There is no basis to show that this is outside the office environment. And of course, the Ghana Education Service has its own rules and regulations in regard to sexual harassment. And besides the administrative process that the headmaster must be taken through for punishment and perhaps questioning, there's also the criminal element of it, because it is a crime to have unnatural carnal knowledge, and in this sense, particularly assault, sexual assault, which is also a criminal offense. And so we may have to look at the details, but I'm happy that the Ghana Education Service has taken the initial step by suspending him and then allowing the process to take its normal course. Let's see what the outcome would be.
Ronnie.
I think he's touched on most of the issues. What I find appalling for a member of parliament to make such a statement, looking at the video, for me, the first thing that strikes me on the video is the fact that she's even wearing, I believe, a school uniform. And for him to think it's acceptable when they're in an office environment, she's actually wearing the school uniform. Ethically, is morally, everything about the video shows that the assistant headmaster, he's in a position of authority, should know better. I think you are looking at it that a member of parliament should know better, but I'm looking at it generally as a nation. For some men to have that kind of mindset is very dangerous. Clearly, we need more education in letting the young ones know this is wrong. When it comes to rape, what people are not even aware of, you need the lady's consent. Some people think that by her being quiet or being happy, it's acceptable. It's clearly not acceptable, and I think we need a lot of education amongst a lot of people, especially men, boys, that look, these things are wrong. Not just the fact that he's an assistant headmaster, but these acts should not be condoned, especially when it's being filmed on social media as well. So I think you've touched on the issues that, on the criminal aspect, let's see what action can be taken against the assistant headmaster.
Okay, let's listen to the MP.
There was this issue about a head tutor who had some ungodly relationship with one of the students, female students. So the matter came to our attention when we're having the panel discussion on Adum TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I expressed my view about the matter. Unfortunately, the next time Adum TV was having its news, midday news, portions of the statement I made during the discussion was taken out of context and was placed, and it was all over the place, which of course was suggesting that I sided with the head tutor in the relationship he had with the student. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to plead with all of you and to all Ghanaians who may be watching me now, that if that video played by Adum TV brought any discomfort to anybody, I apologize for that, comment. However, I never meant to side with the tutor. This morning, when my attention was drawn by my party leadership in Parliament, I reached out to Adum TV and they did a rejoinder correcting the discussion and the statement I made. In that statement, I stated clearly that if you look at the video in its entirety, the lady, the young girl in question, and the headmaster, really, the video did not show that the headmaster was actually forcing himself on the girl. I think that those of you who might have gotten the opportunity to see the video, you will agree with me that if we look at it clearly, that is what it looks like. That the girl was happily taking videos of the headmaster. Of course, maybe if you've not seen the video, I will forgive you for that. Now, what I was doing was saying that we want to have the headmaster pay for whatever he did, which I believe was wrong. But if we want to grab the headmaster from that angle, the headmaster will say that he was not forcing himself on the girl, and the girl was happily having that thing with him. So truly, there was no forcing himself on the lady. It doesn't mean I agree that the headmaster was right to do that.
You said that he has apologized, so we should let it go.
This is not an apology. This is clearly not an apology. I mean, he's still trying hard to justify his actions, and I find it very appalling as a member of parliament. He should know better. I mean, what he's saying is very contradictory. There is no way to any justification to defend the headmaster. There is no way. I find him. I'm surprised. He's still trying to. I think what we need to pay attention to is that in his mind, because she's smiling, she's accepting the act. I think that's why we need education, because a lot of men probably in Ghana probably assume that if the lady is in a comfortable position and she's happy, therefore it's not classified as sexual assault. But that's not how you define sexual assault. What is happening between the headmaster and the lady is clearly sexual assault and abuse of power. That's the fundamental we should be looking at. That's what we should be discussing. That's my opinion.
Well, I agree with you entirely. I think that as the MP, he realized that he erred when he made those comments. And it was enough for him to have ended it with an apology. But to go on to try to justify by saying that if you take a second look at the video, you would realize that the young lady wasn't exercising any sign of displeasure, or she seemed to be participating, or whatever it is, or there was no force. That is not the issue.
In a school uniform.
Exactly, that is not the issue. I mean, the GES has launched a policy on sexual harassment, and it was launched in 2023. And clearly, such behavior is not endorsed by the policy. And we all understand that in an educational environment or in any other work environment where one party plays a superior role than the other party, irrespective of the minor party's actions or reactions to your sexual advancements, it is inappropriate because you have the power to punish the person, you have the power to victimize the person, you have the power to treat the person in a manner that is unacceptable. And so you may have the other party participating not out of will. And in any case, even if she participated, it's immaterial. It's immaterial. The question is that as a headmaster, you have a duty of care towards your students. They have been brought there by their parents for you to take good care of them. In any case, you are even supposed to protect them against sexual harassment from teachers, workers, and students. And so if the headmaster finds himself even participating in this, then it becomes a big issue that we need to interrogate.
I think when this issue happened and on platforms engaging a lot of people, what I find scary is the fact that people are like, oh, but this is normal. Oh, some of the ladies were even, oh, but it happened to us when we were in secondary school. It's like we're downplaying the issue. It's as if this is no news. It looks as if it's a normal trend happening from in JSS, SSS, and people are not surprised. Yes, there's a video, but the general public are like, oh, but this is nothing. We have ladies saying that, oh, we went through the same thing. So I think we need to do a lot more education on why some of these practices are wrong.
Absolutely. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the back and forth between Sam George and DSTV, the minority in Parliament, and now Ghanaians. So Sam George promised a 30% reduction in DSTV prices. Fast forward, the minister tells us that he has been able to get DSTV, or multi-choice, to give us a better, viewing experience with more channels at the same price that you would have paid for less channels and viewing experience. Ronnie, what about this don't you like as a party?
Actually, for me, I was one of the early people who advocated the DSTV exuberant prices needs to go down. I think we've all missed a very important part of this discussion. What Honorable Sam George is doing is in the right direction. But then there's something I want to draw everybody's attention to.
Okay.
There's an agency called the Consumer Protection Agency. There's a bill before Parliament. It's been pending since 2014. Now, this bill will protect Ghanaians. What Sam George is doing is he's behaving like the Consumer Commissioner. When this bill is passed, there will be a Consumer Commissioner in place. The Commissioner's role is to make sure Ghanaians are getting good value for services. And it's not just multi-TV services. We're looking at ECG, we're looking at Ghana Water. Most of these facilities, they might not give you a bill for 6 months, they turn up at your door, they do what they like. So the Consumer Commissioner will regulate and make sure these people are going according to what they're supposed to do. Fake goods are being imported to Ghana. It's affecting Ghanaian businesses. We have fake materials, fake soap, fake items. So in essence, this shows how important this bill is, because if you pay close attention, our minister is acting as if he's the Consumer Commissioner, because the Consumer Commissioner, they will have similar powers to the High Courts. They can then fine organizations and institutions. He started on the right footing in terms of pricing, but he has deviated. Now we're looking about extra value, extra packages. What we also need to do is look at the option of where we can open up the spectrum where other competitors can come on board. If we had other competitors, automatically, it would drive down the price of DSTV. He was looking at Nigeria as a whole, thinking Nigeria is cheap compared to Ghana. Nigeria has a bigger population. In other countries, DSTV are faced with competition, and it's the competition that makes them reduce their prices. So it's not just about just looking at it generally thinking Ghana's population, we shouldn't be paying that much. I think he's missing the boat in terms of, he also has a PR department. The ministry has a PR department, government agencies have a PR. I don't understand why they don't allow the PR departments to spearhead this agenda. When your PR department does it, and there's any issues, as the minister behind the scenes, you can then rectify it and come out with a final statement on it. I think we should go back to the drawing board. His intentions are good, but I think it's misplaced. And I think this is the time as Ghanaians, we should all rally behind this fact that we need a consumer protection agency in place which will be very effective to deal with some of these issues. Or else people will keep exploiting the situation we find ourselves in Ghana. Our party, we're not happy with the current situation, and we feel the government is playing to the optics. They're playing to the gallery. They know Ghanaians are not happy. But DSTV is a luxury, and it's optional. Who's protecting the average Ghanaian from the ECG, the Ghana Water? Those are mandatory. So I think we should go beyond trying to just use the optics to please the gallery. So that's what I think we need to do. We should look at it.
But isn't this something that, the NPP should have come on board to see to its success? Because at the end of the day, like you rightly said, he started on the right foot. He has the interest of Ghanaians at heart. This was that was the plan, to make sure that the prices are reduced. Mm-hmm. Where is the jubilation in saying that Sam George has failed? So because he has failed, some are saying he is not the right man for the job and whatnot. Why should that even be a subject for? Why should the NPP want to organize a press conference and start just some sort of jubilation over all of this when from the start or from the get-go, the interest was for Ghanaians?
I don't think it's a case of NPP wants to organize a press conference. I've not heard that we're planning.
Well, there's a press conference that is happening today in Parliament, right? Okay,
in Parliament.
Yes.
I think it goes to show the type of politics we are currently experiencing in Ghana. When we were in power, we saw how the NDC were constantly attacking, criticizing our every step and every action. They have given Ghanaians the impression that when they come, it will be beds of roses, everything will be done. Clearly, the minister has erred. He started on the right foot. How did we get here? So at the end of the day, we want Ghanaians to understand that the direction he started was good, but where he has ended up now is not what we wanted. So we're back to the drawing table that we want him to focus on reducing the prices. And it's not just DSTV. We're looking at reducing data as well. We want better value. Ghanaians want better value, especially with agencies like NCA, which regulates all these external companies. So it's about getting better value for Ghanaians. That is our concern as a party.
And he's gotten a better value, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't, because he started on the pricing. The prices are still high.
Yeah, but you just said that you want a better value. He's saying pay the same price, pay the same price, but get better value. That's not good. You don't like that too?
No, we don't like that. We want lower prices.
Okay.
And
why didn't you do it? Because the prices of DSTV has been there with us since. Why didn't the NPP do it when you were in Parliament? When you were in power, sorry.
I think it's timing, and I think maybe don't forget when DSTV have been increasing their prices gradually over time. So I think it's time and season. When NDC came, people realized, look, the prices keeps going up and up and up. And of course, they affected all of us. So I think it was a right call because, like I said, I started advocating for lower prices because I realized every month or every 2 months, they kept increasing. So I don't think it's about NPP not doing it. I think it's about timing. The timing is right now for people to demand DSTV should lower their prices.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. So I find it very interesting when my friends in the NPP would want to just run away from responsibility and then push it down onto a government that is barely 9 months old in October, so let's say 10 months old. I mean, you've had the benefit of managing this economy in the last 8 years, and DSTV were compelled to increase their prices largely because of the weakening currency, and over time, the dollar kept rising and rising, and they had no choice than to also adjust to ensure that they can meet their needs and their operational expenses. But in the course of it, when the NDC took over, the dollar performed weaker, then CD performed better. And so there was justification to now call on DSTV to say, listen, we have had an improved currency. Why don't you reconsider the price reduction? And that is what Sam George set out to do. It was a good cause. And in fact, he is responsible for the communication. This is his area. And so he set out to do a good job. He did it well. You may not like the approach. You may not like the fact that he is very aggressive and he meant it and he went all out to do it. But eventually, he succeeded. He succeeded with MTN, reducing the data cost. He succeeded.
Did he?
He didn't.
His opponents say he didn't.
Well, that is what they would always say, no matter how it is.
But did he?
He did. Values. My friend then spoke about value. What is the essence of pricing? The pricing is to give you better value. It's to give you better, good cost for your money. I mean, you know that your money's worth is what you are getting. Eventually, he got that for the MTN. Now, he went out to ensure that DSTV also reduces its price. He may not have succeeded exactly in getting price reduction as we wanted, but he succeeded in ensuring that there is improved in value for your money.
I don't think it's value, I think it's promotion.
Well, anyhow you want to call it, I think they are all semantics. Anyhow you want to see it, if you are paying a particular amount for a particular bouquet, now you are getting more enhanced package, which means that your money is giving you more than what you used to get. We must also look at it from
what he promised.
We must also look at it from this angle.
Promised?
He promised price reduction.
Yes.
He got us enhanced value.
But that's not what he promised. That's not what the people want.
That's not what we want.
I agree with you. That's not what the people want, and that's not exactly what he promised.
Do you agree with those who say that the minister should apologize?
Why must he necessarily apologize? He set out on a mission. And it's either he succeeds in one hand or the other. Why must he really apologize? Has he offended anyone that he has apologized?
But the people want a price reduction. They do not want increase in value.
Yes.
Yes, but it's not over. Is it over? Don't forget that there's also an opportunity for this to be reviewed in the next 3 months.
The minister made this promise in June 2025.
Yes.
And said that he was going to get Ghanaians a 30% reduction.
Yes.
If that isn't going to happen, should we not know the back and forth happening between the ministry and DSTV? You think that there's going to be any price reduction?
It is not over. For me, I believe it's not over. And I think that there's opportunity for us to have the price reduction in the course of time. What is more important, which my brother referred to, is us opening up and having competition. I mean, DSTV has had the opportunity of a monopoly over the last years, and so it calls the shots, and you are. But don't forget that we are in an economy where the government in power is in charge. There are rules and regulations governing operations in our economy. Even though the economy is a free market economy, there are guidelines to that. And I have hope and trust in the minister that he will surely get us the price reduction. It's only a matter of time. Let's give him the opportunity to continue to do his work. If the minority have anything to offer at all, they said earlier on that they're going to intervene. We haven't seen any intervention. What we have rather seen is criticisms and accusations mounted against the minister for the good work that he's done so far.
But to be fair, when the minister started, the minority was with him.
Yes. But then why are they withdrawing their support for him?
Maybe because the minister didn't give Ghanaians what he promised.
It's not over yet. That's what I keep saying.
It's not?
It's not
When
over
should
yet.
we expect a price reduction then?
There are further engagements going on. The minister said that in 3 months' time, there will be a review. If you look at the press statement, the press conference that was held, the joint press conference that was held between DSTV and the minister, he said that there will be a review of the current package, whether they have offered, and that may offer an opportunity for us to see whether we'll have a price reduction or the.
Did the minister say this?
It's out there in the press statement. Have you
There
seen
will be a price reduction?
He didn't say exactly there will be a price reduction. He says that there will be a review.
Yeah, but how does a review mean? Because it's because of these communications that, increase the expectations of people, which are later, lowered or people get disappointed. So when you say there will be a review, what we have currently is not a price reduction. It's an enhancement in value, so to speak. So how does a review necessarily mean that there's going to be a price reduction?
The review will mean that we'll take a second look at it. The second look at it may perhaps give us an opportunity to have a price reduction. Let's not throw everything out there immediately.
And what happened to the fine?
Ourselves. Say again?
The fine. What happened to the fine?
A fine was imposed.
Every day.
10,000 cedis.
A fine was
Per
imposed.
day.
We may want to inquire from the NCA to know whether or not the fine has been paid. And in fact, you know that there are ways and means that you can take these fines from the MTN or the operators.
So is the fine, at what point do they stop the fine?
If the matter has been resolved, then means that the fine will not continue.
So will the fine carry on for the next 3 months?
I don't think so.
Well, he says the matter appears to have been resolved.
Yes, the matter has been resolved.
Even though we didn't get what we want. The fine was for, the non-reduction in the prices.
Yes.
So until the matter
we
is
didn't
resolved.
get a reduction in the prices,
Exactly.
but we have gotten an increase in value,
Yes,
according to the minister.
absolutely.
Which Ghanaians say they don't want.
We don't want. Because people watch DSTV for football and news.
How
That's
many
it.
channels do you watch on DSTV?
Sports merely.
Okay.
Yes.
So, are you okay with this new enhanced value?
Oh, of course, everybody would want better. Everybody would want cheaper and enhanced packages. But I would say that I expect more. I mean, the minister has done his part. We expect that when the window for review is open, he will give us more than what he has offered now.
I mean, for myself, I'm a strong Arsenal supporter like the minister. So this enhanced value, is that going to help my team win the league? Because I really don't know what this
But how can they help your team win the league?
Because I don't understand.
What role does DSTV play in your team win?
Exactly.
Yes. You better go you better go buy better.
If the price was reduced, will it help your team win the league?
Even if you know, at least I'll be happy that I'm paying good money for DSTV. Because I don't know what this enhanced value does. Because we only watch football and news.
And I'm asking you, does the cheaper price help your team win the league as well?
I believe it will help. It will comfort me when we lose. So at least we need cheaper value. That's on a lighter note.
You may need to buy good players. Yes, change your coach.
And probably watch it, watch that game on your phone or something.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll touch on a few more topics, 2 more, then we can wrap up the conversation. The acting Chief Justice has tasked judges to be fair and firm on Galamsey cases. I'm going to start with you. Yes. What's happening with our fight against Galamsey? You campaign very heavily on that.
Yes.
That once the NDC comes to power, Galamsey will be a thing of the past. It's been almost 9 months since you've been in office.
Absolutely.
We are not seeing anything.
Thank you. There's been efforts, a lot of efforts. First of all, we launched the responsible mining, community mining, that unfortunate helicopter incidents seem to have overshadowed. But that was exactly what our ministers were on their way out to do when that incident occurred. Now, those efforts are to ensure that if people would mine, we must distinguish between illegal mining and Galamsey. We have persons who are participating in small-scale mining, and that is legitimate. Then we have...
I think that Ghanaians know the difference between illegal mining and Galamsey.
Yeah.
They want Galamsey, illegal mining and what? Small-scale mining.
Yes.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you promised, when you were promising, you didn't say we should differentiate between
don't forget.
Illegal mining and small-scale mining.
Sometimes
Where are we in the fight?
Sometimes we may see people participating in mining activities and we just generalize that it is illegal.
That is not where the problem is.
Yes, it is mining in the water bodies, in our forest areas.
The problem is the devastation that it is causing. So let's address that.
Good. And that is what we are addressing. We have initiated policies, programs to do that.
The NPP did the same.
We have seen seizures of excavators in the last...
The NPP did the same.
No, it's not the same.
We did the same.
They seized over 50 excavators
and gave them back.
That vanished eventually.
Sometimes
they launched programs, they launched policies. They did virtually almost the things that you're trying to do. What's the difference?
I have said again that it won't take a day to end the fight against Galamsey.
It's been almost 9 months.
Yes, and we are on course. We are not giving up.
We are not giving up. Worse.
We are not giving up, unlike our friends who gave up at a point in time
because
the elections
we never
were
gave
coming.
Up.
Wait a minute, because the elections were coming. We have videos and we can play them out over and over, where some members of your party said that they would not fight Galamsey because of elections.
No.
We are not saying that. We are going to continue fighting Galamsey. The fight against Galamsey will not be won overnight. It will take time, but we surely would win. What is happening now is that we are assuring and enhancing the efforts we are putting out there. Don't forget that we have launched responsible community mining programs. We are going ahead to seize excavators, pumps, all the things that they are using out there. We have formed a team of military men, the police. We also have groups out there fighting. It will take time. Unfortunately for us, it appears that the illegal miners have doubled their efforts. It appears that the media has given enough attention, which is good because we all need to fight it and we have to ensure that we get it done. My point is that our brothers on the other side should join us in the fight. Yeah, join us. Those sit on the fence.
Did you join us?
We did. We called on them. We helped them. We assisted them. We are ready to do so.
But when you were campaigning,
Yes.
you didn't say that you needed help. You
Yes.
said that you had what it took to end galamsey.
And we still do.
Now you are in power and you are saying your colleagues on the other side should help you fight galamsey.
I am not calling...
And that we need time to fight galamsey.
Yes, I'm not necessarily just asking them to join us because we need them. But we are saying that it will be good that we all join hands to fight galamsey. Not necessarily because we are not capable of doing it.
The Minister for Communications,
Yes.
before you won power,
Yes.
tweeted that President Akufo-Addo could end galamsey in a week if he wanted to do so. Meaning you know what it takes to end galamsey.
Yes, and we are fighting it.
But you are not. Do you want to fight it?
We do.
I don't think Ghanaians feel that way because
do.
if you have people in your government who know that it can take a week to end galamsey and it's been almost 9 months, then you clearly don't want to fight it.
Be rest assured, we are fighting galamsey and we are going to fight
I
it.
should be rest assured.
Yes, and Ghanaians be rest assured as well. We are fighting it and we are going to fight it and we.
There are many communicators who have said, CSOs, that there's no political will to fight galamsey.
There is. In fact, tomorrow, the president is having a meeting with CSOs at the Flagstaff House. And that, among others, is to consider other options to fight against galamsey. And I'm telling you that you will see the effort.
So at the time when you were promising and campaigning on the back of how, galamsey has destroyed our water bodies and our river bodies and the forests, you didn't have a plan. You are now consulting CSOs.
We have a plan, but at every...
So where's the plan?
At every stage of a plan, you pause to take a review. You would ask for feedback. You will review your position and then enhance it. You can't just have a plan that doesn't look back. A plan must always look back and see, are we on course? Are we failing? Is there something we need to do more? Is there something that we need to change? And that's exactly what we are doing. The meeting is not as though we are doing
So
nothing.
as part of the plan
Yes.
is to launch what? A joint operation between the police, the military, and then what? Launch...
And then the community, responsible community mining.
That is the plan?
That is part of the plan. Part of the plan.
Okay.
Yes. And I've told you earlier on that every plan must have a point where you review, you consult stakeholders, you look again and see, is there a need to change something? Is there a need to add something? Is there a need to make adjustments? And that's exactly what we are doing. Tomorrow, at the end of the meeting, we would get feedback that will help us to review the plans, to review what we are doing, and then see whether we can enhance what we are doing to do it better. The fight against galamsey is a big one, and we all need to get involved. It will help us if we all get involved, because when the effects of galamsey hit, it won't hit NDC or NPP, it will hit all of us. And so it's our responsibility, but we are calling on everyone to get involved.
When you were campaigning, you didn't say this, When the NDC was campaigning, you didn't say this. You said that the NPP has what it takes to end galamsey. Now you are in power, and you are telling us exactly what the NPP was saying when they were in power as well. And for which reason you asked us to vote them out, so you take over. But you are sounding just like them.
Don't forget that they had 8 years to end it. We are barely...
Remember when Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo took office?
Yes.
He put his presidency on the line to fight galamsey.
Yes.
John Mahama has not even put his presidency on the line, but you think that you have a bigger plan?
But we saw it. When he even put his presidency on the line, what was the end? We've seen reports that have indicted members of his government. We've seen Akwinta mining. We've seen Wontumi's involvement in mining activity. We've seen members of the party involved in mining activity. We've seen no effort made at withdrawing that ally that has granted opportunity for people to mine in forest areas. And so we have initiated...
Well, you have the majority in Parliament now. Why don't you withdraw that ally?
Yes, you've seen the report. You've seen the letter written to the Attorney General to start the process for the withdrawal of the ally. And so it's not as though we are sleeping. Parliament went on recess. Parliament is just resuming.
Okay.
And you'll see action very soon. Trust me.
Ronnie, hold on for me. I need to take a break. When we return, we'll continue with this conversation. This is GH Today. Well, we've been discussing the assistant headmaster of the KNUST secondary schools video. And now we're talking about Galamsey. I'm here with Lamti Gapanga Esquire. He's a private legal practitioner and the acting deputy commissioner for the Gaming Commission, and Ronnie Nicole, who is a former deputy MD of the State Housing Company and a member of the NPP. Before we went on the break, Mr. Apanga had shared his thoughts. Ronnie?
I'm happy Ghanaians are now seeing who the NDC truly are. You know, one thing in life, you cannot govern with propaganda. They use propaganda against us. They gave Ghanaians the impression they had the solution to Galamsey and that they will face Galamsey. Immediately they assume power. It's 10 months, and I can tell you on authority, Galamsey has actually gotten worse. Let me explain what I mean by it's gotten worse. Recently, there are videos of sites where now there are Galamsey operatives. People have hired thugs from military thugs from Ivory Coast and other West African countries to protect their sites. We're seeing videos of Galamsey tug wars, people using machetes, guns. Is getting out of hand. When you visit the communities which are affected by Galamseys in Anomabu and all those areas, the citizens don't even have access to, they don't even have water. Some of them don't even bath. Some of them bath every 3 days because they don't have access to water. When you engage them, the government has done absolutely nothing. I don't know what is stopping them from declaring a state of emergency on Galamsey. They wanted us to do it. We also want them to do it. And for me, the reason why we must end this fight on Galamsey is we must remember the people who perished recently in the helicopter crash. As a nation, we owe it to them to end this war on Galamsey. They died because of Galamsey. They were in active service trying to solve this Galamsey issue. The reason why they are being lax-eyed about this Galamsey issue is because their own members, especially some of their constituency chairmen and executives, are deeply involved in Galamsey. They believe this is a quick way to make money, and it's affecting us. So, as you rightly said, everything they promised they would do while in opposition, they've been in government. They're good at using the optics. You know, they formed the Gold Board, they formed the task force to fight Galamsey, but on ground, I can tell an authority, Galamsey is getting worse. And I want to draw your attention to something which can happen in the next few months or a year or so. Recently, in Sierra Leone, they have actively started doing a lot of Galamsey. And the irony is, about 80% of those engaged in mining in Sierra Leone are from Ghana. So now, we are now exporting Ghanaians out of Ghana to Sierra Leone who are engaged in Galamsey and Liberia. The citizens are gradually murmuring among themselves, and we could have another issue pending if we don't tackle this Galamsey issue. So now the Galamsey, it looks as if it's even moving beyond Ghana now, and we are carrying our own citizens to go and now start doing Galamsey in other West African countries. So we need to declare a state of emergency on Galamsey if we truly want to end the fight against Galamsey. That is what I have to say on this issue.
Quite interesting.
You cannot govern with propaganda, and clearly it is showing they are in trouble.
But Ronnie, does the NPP really have the moral rights to comment on Galamsey?
Yes, we
Because
do.
you had 8 years to fix Galamsey. You made promises. The president then put his presidency on the line. You could not solve the problem of Galamsey, but you think that they should be able to solve it in 8 months?
We started.
Is that not hypocritical?
It's not hypocritical because we did not know how big the situation of Galamsey was when we took over. It was a huge Herculean task, and the president did a lot in policies, in setting up agencies. So it was an ongoing process to end Galamsey, and we did a lot. When you consider where we started from and where we ended our term, you cannot say that we did not tackle Galamsey.
Walk us through some of the things that you did.
Oh, in terms of community engagement, I mean, if you pay very close attention, even in 2020 elections, our candidate for the first time lost the election because we were heavily putting in implements to fight Galamsey in places like Akwitia, which is also known as whether we like it on a Galamsey hub. So a lot of the people were angry with us. Our own party members were also upset with us, the way we were tackling Galamsey, and it affected us. And NDC used their propaganda to win. It
affected you where?
In places like Akwitia, where
that is not true. It is not. There is no evidence to back that claim.
Oh yes.
Before the election, before the 2024 election, I saw many people from your party say that, and you are repeating
2020.
it. But before this was in 2020.
Yes.
But I'm saying before the 2024 election, I heard many people from your party say it, that in 2020 you lost votes. They mentioned Presia, Huni Valley, and other places.
Yes.
Because of your fight against Galamsey.
Yes.
But that is factually inaccurate.
Why?
Because a lot of these places were not NDC strongholds. In fact, some of the NPP strongholds, or whichever way you put it, some of these places, the NPP then actually won the presidency. So where's the fact that the NPP lost because of your fight against Galamsey? It is factually inaccurate unless you have other data or some other data
it's obvious we lost because of Galamsey, because that's why I'm using the parliamentary candidate as an example, because the citizens felt that, look, we are in power, you guys are being too hard on us. I mean,
how can the people be against the MP but approve the president?
No, when you say approve the president, which constituency are you referring to?
I can give you a few of them. I mean, it's been all the way back in 2020, but if you say that they didn't vote for the MPs, but I'm telling you that there are some constituencies where they voted for the president.
I'll be happy to see that data.
Certainly. But I mean,
my point I'm making is, which you understood, was the fact that the government did do something about Galamsey to our own, and it affected our parliamentary elections.
If you pardon me to just come in here.
Let him land, then you can come in.
Yes. So my point is that it affected our performances in some of our strongholds due to the fight against Galamsey. So clearly we did something about it, and obviously they are not doing anything about it. That's my point. So clearly they were using propaganda against the MPP. They've come to power 10 months down the line. They are not serious about fighting Galamsey. We've requested they should declare a state of emergency to end Galamsey, and they themselves are involved in Galamsey. That is why they're refusing to fight the Galamsey pandemic.
Yes, Mr. Panga, you can come.
Thank you very much. I find it very strange that my brother is making reference to propaganda, and then his first example is Gold Board. Gold Board is never a tool of propaganda. Gold Board is established by an act of parliament.
Yes.
It's an established institution. It's operational, and everything is going on well. So there is no point in making reference to Gold Board as an example of propaganda. And what I find very baffling is that when you even asked him to walk us through some of the things they did, his first example is that they lost an election, and they lost elections in places where Galamsey was high. Is that what they did? That is an example of propaganda. How, when a government party cannot point at what they have done in the past to fight Galamsey, then they will go to the area of speculation to say that, they lost elections in this area, they lost elections in this area because they were trying to fight Galamsey. That is not true. They performed woefully, generally, across the country, and that showed in the election results. But that aside, we have initiated steps to fight Galamsey, and we are going to continue fighting Galamsey. What I find it very difficult to appreciate is how suddenly the NPP wants us to think that they have the moral right to talk about Galamsey in the manner they are doing it today. When they were in power, we called for, and there were calls for, state of emergency. They found grounds to tell us that it was unnecessary, and they wouldn't do it. We are saying that there are other tools to fight Galamsey. The state of emergency may be one, but it should not be the first instance. It should not be an issue now. Think about it carefully. What is the state of emergency? It means that you are suspending certain rights, certain opportunities for people. Right of movement, right of association, right of certain things. You would not allow it. And then you would implement certain security measures. Now, the Constitution allows the president to declare state of emergency under certain circumstances in 7 days. If you do that in 7 days, you're supposed to go to Parliament. Within 72 hours, Parliament must approve or disapprove it. And if Parliament approves it, it will go on for 3 months. The question then is, after the 3 months, what's next? You have to go back to Parliament for renewal of the state of emergency. Mind you, we have close to about 100 or more Galamsey operation areas across the country. Are you going to ask the entire country to come to a halt because of Galamsey? No, there are options, and those options are what we are exploring. When we finish exploring those options and we succeed, we may not even need a state of emergency. And so the call for state of emergency that our friends did not find necessary at the time suddenly want to tell us that it is very necessary now. I find it very, 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 very unfortunate. We would fight Galamsey, and we are out there to fight Galamsey. We are seizing excavators. We are not burning them. We are giving them to the assemblies to use them for road construction and other services that will help the nation. We are ensuring that water pumps and the rest are taken out from Galamsey sites and they are being given to agric cooperatives for agricultural purposes. We are fighting Galamsey.
How many excavators have you seized so far?
I do not have the statistics, and it will be difficult to just speculate with figures. But we have seized quite a lot, and we can see that. And I'm sure in the course of time, we can find the statistics and let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
These members or Ghanaians who died in the helicopter crash, may the Lord rest their soul. What has happened to the investigations? I mean, I you mentioned it, so I just want to know.
Well, quite an unfortunate incident, but the investigation is a process. And I'm sure you are aware that the military has initiated some investigations. A committee was set up. Some experts from outside the country have also come in to support the experts we have. And so it's a process. It's ongoing. Usually some of these things will not be made public until the investigations are done or where there's a need to involve the public, that will be done. And so let's give ourselves time and allow the process for investigations to go. When finally it is done, the report will be put out, and I'm sure when it's necessary to make it public, it will be made public. But it will be an honor to our friends who died to ensure that we fight and succeed in the fight against Galamsey. At least if they suffered and paid the highest price, that sacrifice should not go in waste. That sacrifice should merit the fight that we are all embarking on against Galamsey.
Okay.
I agree.
Ronnie, you want to add something?
No, I agree. I think, like I said earlier, we owe them, those who perished, in line of duty to end the fight against Galamsey. And not just them. I mean, a lot of people have lost their lives because of Galamsey. If we remember, even Captain Mahama, if you remember Captain Mahama, something similar happened to him because of Galamsey. So I think it's about time we all collectively come together. But the NDC must acknowledge that the task is not easy. In fact, they should apologize to Ghanaians that they misled them by giving the impression that they had a magic wand and they were going to fix Galamsey. They should come out openly and apologize. Look, this is a big task. We led people to believe we had a magic wand, and we are doing a lot, and we expect our friends from the other side to join us to fight Galamsey. Just because they claim, when we were in power, they refused to do that. They gave Ghanaians the impression that they had a magic wand. If they truly want to end this fight, they should be honest and transparent. And maybe, just maybe, together, we can both end Galamsey.
Serwaa, I find it very difficult to appreciate how someone from the MPP will be calling for an apology from the NDC in our fight against Galamsey.
Yes.
An apology for what? For having failed? We haven't failed. We have been very transparent. We have been very open. We are even engaging. They refused to engage. We are engaging.
They didn't engage. There were several engagements.
There were several engagements with the CSOs.
But there are many, like myself, who believe that the CSOs are probably the people you should not be engaging. They are traditional leaders. Where does Galamsey happen?
When we say stakeholders...
Don't you want to get to those people?
So everything is a process. The stakeholders we are dealing with now are CSO. I am sure that there will be time for us to engage.
So when you were in opposition and you were
leaders,
seeing all the quote-unquote mistakes being committed by the NPP in their fight against Galamsey, when you were campaigning that when you come to power, Galamsey will be a thing of the past, you didn't identify the lapses, what they should have done, because, and please remind me if I'm wrong, did you ever engage CSOs? Did the NPP engage CSOs?
Yes, we did.
What became of that if you did? So if it didn't work, why are you engaging CSOs again?
I don't remember the CSOs they engaged.
Wow.
During their time, as far as Galamsey issue is concerned.
I don't remember too. That's why
don't forget that even the media form a coalition. And I don't remember a particular event where the presidency invited CEOs to have a discussion on Galamsey. Never. But that is aside the case. I would not even want to use the MPP as a benchmark. We have set out to fight Galamsey. You asked that, didn't we realize all the mistakes and the lapses that the MPP government suffered from that we should learn from? I have said earlier on that we have put in plans. And when you start implementing the plans, it is the feedback you get on the ground that will tell you whether your plan is working or it's not working. There's a need for you to review it or not. When our friends who had 8 years failed to fight Galamsey and even went to the extent of putting their presidency, the president put his presidency on the line, which eventually became talk show and nothing more, they cannot be the ones to be calling on the current government and asking us to do better than what they failed to do in 8 years. We are barely 9 months, and I'm telling you that we rest assured the fight against Galamsey would surely succeed. The president is committed, the entire government is committed, and would fight and succeed in the fight against Galamsey.
All right.
We did invite the CEOs. I mean, I just checked.
You did?
Yeah,
Which
the
of them?
president invited the CEOs. We had several experts joining the conversation, the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, Forestry Commission, Geneva Petition, and Amnesty International. So there was a lot of work done by the previous president.
You didn't give us a date, but that's all right.
It's a fact. It's on record.
That's all right. We are
But
moving
you still
on.
engage this.
Of course, we'll continue. As for engagement, you can't disengage. You always have to continue engaging.
So that's the plan?
Yes, we
To
continue.
engage.
It's part of the plan, not the plan. It's part of the plan to continue engaging until we succeed.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Lamtig Apanga Esquire is a private legal practitioner and acting deputy commissioner for the Gaming Commission, and Ronnie Nicole is former deputy MD for the State Housing Company and a member of the NPP. Thanks for watching. Stay with us after the.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Ethipon Beach Resort for a luxury meet adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menus. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. It's always smiles knowing we are together. Work is always effective with NASCO home appliances. Classic home appliance for the fisher folks. And Nijepa, I want NASCO fie. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go. Be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Hey. Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Tune in to Duvet this and every Saturday, 10 p.m. on GHOne TV. Sexy topics, intriguing conversations, exciting studio guests. You don't want to miss out. Duvet is brought to you by Krikova, true to its name.
This week on Toast, we're teaming up with the amazing folks at the Honey Pot Spa and Stay By Plan for a soothing and refreshing session on our Viewers Engagement Edition. The panel shared their honest thoughts around self-care, wellness, and intimacy.
Do you feel like you always need to be at your best when you're meeting your partner? Do you need to always smell nice?
We do it for ourselves and not necessarily for the other person.
The onus is always on women, but even men too. When you're going for a job interview, you're going to go putting your best foot forward. After you get the job, you're not going to be wearing heels again.
That's why a lot of married men probably cheat as well. Hey. Yeah, that could be it. Tune in this Thursday for a blend of meaningful insights and feel-good entertainment.
Toast is brought to you by Krikova Wines and Champagne.
Ghana, are you ready? Welcome to Star Kids Africa, the biggest, the boldest, the most explosive, talented kids show in Ghana. The only kids reality show telecasted on 3 national televisions. From powerhouse vocals to jaw-dropping dance moves, singing, poetry, fashion. These kids are unstoppable. Every Thursday on GHOne TV. What's at stake? Cash prizes. An all-expense paid trip to Singapore. Scholarships, souvenirs, and national fame. Who will rise? Who will win? Who will be Ghana's next superstar? Your vote decides. Your cheers fuel the dream. To sponsor or for more info, call 020-9999-423 or 020-55-05868. Star Kids Africa, where little stars shine brighter. Don't miss it. Don't blink.
Y'all really want to know? We're curious. This is the Best Girlfriends podcast, and we are 4 best friends. We've been friends for about 2 years. From a simple friendship to a full-blown podcast. I told my dad to buy me a Stanley, and he came back and bought me this plastic water bottle. She made me wash my socks and my school uniform with my bare hands. What do you think a grown-up has done to you that you think is unfair? So they moved me behind here. What I was supposed to be the main star of the dance. Tarot's Day, she brought some long, wavy, bouncy hair. It was going up and down. You couldn't even see my face. Grown-ups don't get it. Okay, we are implying. So to match our theme, today we are going to be doing what's in our bag. Where is the who coming from? Nothing. Oh, you wouldn't dare. Oh, out there.
Best Girlfriends showing every Saturday at 10 a.m. on GHOne TV.
For sponsorship, contact Eggley Studios on the following numbers.
The future isn't just coming, it's being built right now. Join these young innovators as they tackle real-world challenges and develop groundbreaking solutions through the power of STEM education. From mind-blowing inventions to the tech-shaping tomorrow. We are bringing the world of STEM right to your screens.
What makes a servo motor different from a regular motor?
Absolutely. So, Doc, let's start from the UN General Assembly. Your initial remark and overview of the presentation by President John Dramani Mahama.
I think that his speech was delivered very well prepared and very well delivered. So I think that Ghana and Africa should be proud. Our case was made well from an African perspective. Of course, I and others around the world, particularly patriotic Africans, can contend about the issues and the perspectives he brought. But I think the speech was delivered well.
But there are some who say that, yes, even though it was eloquently delivered, there was nothing new in the speech, because the concerns that he raised are concerns that have been raised by leaders, even from Ghana, for the past years.
And that actually is a valid point. I think, for example, that he elaborated a little more on the reparations debate. He also talked about the value of immigrants. So, yes, they are old issues, but he brought some new perspectives and new arguments to them. However, I think, though, that the critics are right that not just President Mahama, but African leaders are a little bit stuck in the past and stuck and complaining. I think that there are things and perspectives that we need to address that maybe we have not addressed in the past. And to go on, if you look at my comments on his speeches, for example, he spent quite a bit of time talking on migration. I think migration is a very important issue, and it is strange that African leaders always harp on migration and how the West is treating us and the value of migration to the West, which is valid. But among ourselves as Africans, I think that our record on migration tolerance has been very spotty. You remember Ghanaians kicked out Nigerians. They retaliated by kicking us out. And recently, South Africans have been attacking immigrants on the streets of South Africa. So looking at those perspectives, it is very difficult for us to make the case that maybe our immigrants are not being treated as well as they should. I think, though, that when one looks at the future of immigration, there will come a day when, as President Mahama said, Africans are very soon going to be 25% of the world. Maybe they'll get above the 25%. But having said that, of course, India is already 25% of the world. China is 25% of the world. I see, though, given the demographic crisis that the West seem to be coming into, the West and even China and Japan, more and more Africans, frustrated by the failure of our continent to take flight, will find their way to these countries and become vital solutions to the demographic crises. And I think that it will leave Africa in a worse state than it is now. That is on the demographic crisis and migration.
Right. And still with the migration issues, there are some who believe that in as much as the president was quite vocal and authoritative on his stance when it comes to migration matters, I mean, just a few weeks ago, he also accepted deportees from the United States of America, which they say goes contrary to what he actually championed at the UN General Assembly.
Well, I mean, that one, you can look at it either way. In effect, I think, though, that when people are being asked to leave, they must leave for somewhere. And I think the president had a reasonable point that if ECOWAS nationals who have a right to come to Ghana without visas are sent to Ghana, it is not very terrible. But having said that, I think Africa must make a collective argument to the West and the rest of the world instead of just going to cut side deals about who would accept the immigrants and who will not accept the immigrants. But charity begins at home. Before we go lecturing the rest of the world about how they treat our immigrants, very soon we'll be lecturing Europeans about Africans who get to Southern Europe and are not treated well. But when they are crossing the Sahel, when they get to places like Mauritania and Libya, they are treated very badly. When they get to South Africa, on the streets of South Africa, people chase them, and sometimes people are even killed. And I have already referred to Ghana and Nigeria. Ghanaians have been killed before in Gambia, in Cote d'Ivoire as immigrants. So it seems as if that among ourselves, we need to treat migrants better. But I think that the broader question of migration, the reason why Africans are so interested in emigrating is because back home we are not doing the things that we need to do. People need to be able to finish school, or young people need to be able to find reasonable careers back home. Whatever happens, there will be some migration, but a majority of our youth ought not to be looking to migrate.
And finally, on that, would you say that President Mahama struck the right balance between defending Africa's interests globally, but also, in a way, was able to present the challenges of Ghana equally?
I wouldn't say that he presented the challenges of Ghana equally. I have already refer to some of the things that Africa must do. But talking about the challenges of Ghana, for example, the president linked migration to global warming. And I think that was the weakest part of his speech. None of the prominent migrants he mentioned, including Kofi Annan and the Ghanaian woman who is a judge in U.S., were actually what do they call climate migrants. All of them went there either for economic opportunity or for career advancement. And that is how come those people ended up abroad. So talking about climate change is particularly egregious because even while we talk about global climate change and it is legitimate and Trump is wrong about whether or not there is actually global warming, we should focus on sanitation and environmental degradation. We cannot solve galamsey here and want to lecture the rest of the world. I think that charity begins at home. We need to be doing the things that we can do here to preserve our environment and to preserve our water bodies. Because if you turn on the tap in Accra and it is brown stuff that is coming out and you lift your head to your TV set and your president is lecturing the rest of the world, it gives a jarring feeling of insincerity.
Right, I know I said that was the final one on this, but briefly and very final on this matter, in terms of the call he made when it comes to what is happening in Gaza. Earlier, the minority had raised concerns about the foreign minister, Okudzeto Ablakwa, making similar commentary about describing what is happening there as genocide, but the president echoed that strongly at the UN General Assembly. What's your thoughts on that?
It is a legitimate call that was weakened by two factors. I think that whoever wants to condemn what is happening in Gaza should condemn what happened on October 7th. You cannot do one without the other. And the second thing is that there ought to be an unambiguous call for the release of the Gaza hostages. Part of the reason why, quote unquote, the genocide is going on is the fact that there are hostages who have not been released. But even on that one, I respectfully think that the hypocrisy of Africa becomes very obvious. The president himself said there were 12 million refugees from Sudan. And yet we are talking about Gaza while African warlords are killing one another. There is a civil war in Sudan. There's a civil war in South Sudan. We have President Trump trying to solve the Rwanda DRC crisis that has gone on for 30 years and is killing us. It means that Africa, while we pontificate about the global weaknesses, can't even solve our own problems. I do not think that it gives any of us hope that something can be done. When Nigeria has not solved Boko Haram in over 2 decades, when Africa cannot solve South Sudan or Rwanda, and we are looking to Trump to solve problems like that, and when Ghana cannot solve the Boko crisis and cannot solve the Damango crisis.
Quite interesting. But let's talk about your party, the New Patriotic Party. Currently, happenings in the party do not portend well for the party, even though we are told that, well, with the MPP, internal contests are always really heated, among others. Now, there are calls for the Ashanti Regional Chairman as well as the Bono Regional Chairman to be dealt with and sanctioned. Really, what's your take on that?
Well, my take on that is that, as Dr. Bawumia famously said regarding the economy, when you ignore the exchange rate, the fundamentals will expose you. We have ignored the fundamentals in the party. After the 2024 defeat, there should have been a new set of elections for party leaders to clear the deck, so that those who performed well will have their mandates renewed, those who didn't do well will be changed. I think the fundamental question that the party leadership keep dancing around is that people have lost confidence in the current party leadership. It needs to be changed. It is not just Abronye, it is not just Wontumi, it is not just the incumbent executives who are following one candidate around. It is not just that the flag bearership contest was cooked up to give one person an advantage. It is a general feeling that the current group of leadership have lost the confidence of the party, and the best thing to do is to have a clean slate and let them go back to renew their mandate before they do anything.
As it stands now, what will be, you talk about renewing mandates and getting a clean slate, but the party says January next year they're electing the flag bearer, and then subsequently we'll be looking at electing national officers.
I think that is a mistake, and since I pointed that out, events have increasingly come to confirm that. And if you can pull the people who are the flag bearer aspirants, a lot of them do not have confidence in the ability of the current leadership to run an honest election.
Right.
And that is important. It is fundamental that party members have confidence in the process, because when we have confidence in the process, then we can support whoever is produced by that process, and then we'll have a very good chance of winning. Remember, 20% of Mr. Mohammed's votes came from MPP members, 1.2 million voters. With those votes, Dr. Bawumia will be sitting in Flagstaff House now. If we do not restore confidence and get those people back who have, as Boache Jakun said, resigned in their heart, we are heading for another defeat.
Wow. Even though polls say Dr. Bawumia seems to be the favorite, 57.4% ahead of the others?
If that is true, but the last time he was the favorite too. Our problem is not the party. We are not electing a flag bearer. We are electing somebody who can be president,
right.
Somebody that the country can look at with confidence, somebody that the country can think is a better alternative to what the NDC has given us. And I think that if we keep doing the same thing and keep expecting different results, maybe we need to re-examine our thinking.
Right. Doc, thank you so much. Always an absolute pleasure having a conversation with you on these issues. Dr. Arthur Kennedy, he is a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, speaking to us from his base in the United States of America. But it's time to get into another conversation. The seemingly smaller political parties, as some of you like to refer to. But are they really small, or our political system has no... passion are such an inspiration. As you've started shining, it is my prayer that your light never dims. Keep inspiring, keep doing, and keep loving, and keep being great. Oi, happy birthday to you, Majid. You have a wonderful one. Wishing a very happy birthday to a woman of grace, kindness, and unconditional love. You took me in and cared for me as your own, supporting me and investing in my future. I will always be grateful for you. May this new year of your life bring you abundant blessings, good health, and endless joy. So happy birthday to you. You're such a sweetheart and we love you so much. May the Lord honor your kindness and goodness towards us. Happy glorious birthday to Pastor Kingsley Frank Sam. Love from Pastor and Mrs. Aqua to you. Happy birthday to you, Osofo. Happy birthday, Christopher Kpobi. God bless you abundantly in all you do. More health, more wealth. Let's meet at the top. And it's from Benjamin Saki. To you, Chris, happy birthday to you. And this one is to a gentleman that I have grown to admire so much, Isaac Abila. May this new chapter of your life be filled with favor, wisdom, and open doors to greater opportunities. May joy never depart from your heart, and may everything you set your hands to do, may that thing prosper. Wishing you good health, peace, and countless reasons to celebrate not just today, but throughout the year ahead. One of the brilliant chaps here at the EIB Network. Very, very solid guy. He's very level-headed and very calm, cool. Abila, Charlie. All right, so happy birthday to Miss Happiness Jido. May you find favor from God and man. And I pray your business grows bigger and better in the coming months. Enjoy your day. And this is from Jones ADZI. To you, happiness. Enjoy. And yes, happy birthday to Apostle Michelle. God bless your new age knee and crown you with success in all your endeavors. And this is from me, it's from Kikuakwe, it's from all of us to you. Happy birthday to you, Osofo. More grace, more oil to function. The tall apostle. Enjoy your day, sir. And a happy birthday to my lovely princess, Daniela Tete. You're a shining star, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Grow in the love of Christ. Mommy loves you so, so much. And it's from your mother to you. Happy birthday to my sweet baby girl, Giselle Edu Ej. Grow up to be an amazing lady, and God bless you. It's from Harriet Osei in Kumasi. To you, baby girl, Giselle. All right, so if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And belated wishes to Emmanuel Miro Sedo, the manager of the Songbird Jackie. Yesterday was your birthday. So, Miro Agbo Shikome, happy birthday to you, my brother, though belated. And that's how we draw the curtains on the show this morning. Grateful for your company. We are back same time tomorrow here on GHOne Television. Do stay tuned in and enjoy the rest of our programming.